What's up, everybody? This is Carmine Davis, and you are listening and watching the Carmine Davis Show. What the fuck is up, everybody? I'm back. Season 4 is here. I'm so happy to be talking to you guys. I'm excited. I feel refreshed. I feel focused, and I'm ready to get all this tea to y'all. But before we do anything, I want to let you guys know that there's a few new rules and some few updates going on here at the Carmine Davis Show. First of all, we're doing a Carmine Davis Cash App contest here. All you have to do is subscribe, follow me on Instagram, follow me on Spotify, review this podcast on YouTube or Spotify. If you do both, it's better for you, or on podcasts. If you do all three of these things and comment, review, rate this show on any of those platforms, leave a comment about the show on Instagram or anything like that, you go into a drawing. And the more times you go into a drawing, are more of the chances that you guys would get pulled for my Cash App giveaway. I'm giving away $20 to $200 to lucky participants, and it goes up the more and more I see your name. So let's say I see you on my YouTube, and then you go into my Instagram, and then you go onto Spotify. Your name goes in 3 or 4 times, and if I recognize your name, see that you've given great reviews and great comments and interacted with the show, I'm bumping it up. Bitch, I'll send you $150. I'll send you $200. I got it. Bitch, I'll send you $50. $20 if you did a really great comment on the YouTube channel and I loved it. I thought it was cute. It was heart, warming. I'll send you $20 for lunch. It's up to you. So read the link in the description to get more information on how you can participate in that. But that's a big deal, right? So comment, who don't need an extra $20 to $200 right now? Who don't? All you got to do is let them Twitter fingers work. That's all you got to do. That's all you have to do on YouTube, Spotify, or Apple, or Instagram. All you got to do is tap in with me. It's that easy. Read the information in the description to get more information about that, okay? But before you do, make sure you guys comment, subscribe, rate, and review this podcast. I don't do it for my health. I'm just jumping back into it. It's been a long hiatus. I don't even really know what I'm doing here. Everything looks different. Everything feels different. I'm coming at you different. Like, I just feel new. Like, I don't even know how to do the jump off, right? So, but I'm going to come in and I'm just going to throw it to you. We don't have all day. Y'all didn't come here to talk to me. We're going to get into these hot topics. A lot has been going on since I left. So much. Like, every day I wanted to come and talk to y'all every single day. And I'm like, bitch, what the fuck? Like, girl, what the fuck are we doing? Like, who, what, how, what? Like, I wanted to tap in with y'all, but I couldn't. I needed to focus on my life. My music has been doing great. I'm thankful for that. We had 1 million streams on all my songs on Spotify alone. I appreciate you guys. We had a huge surge last week. I'm thankful for y'all. Thank you guys so much for tapping in with me and listening to Never Gonna Love Again. I have my new single coming for you guys soon. We have the after show now that a lot of people are loving. They got the little preview. If you got an email, you have to be an old school fan to get a free preview to the Patreon, right? So people are loving the after show. Tap in with me, patreon.com/Carmine Davis, to get a sneak peek into my world. Like, after the show, I talk about my personal life, my love life, my relationship life, my sex life, my job, like everything. No holds barred. I'm trying to cut the show down and cut all the bullshit out, stuff that y'all are only really here for the hot topics, right? But if you're here for the juicy tidbits about my life, my advice, my gossip, the shit that's going on in my family, you got to tap in with me at the patreon.com/Carmine Davis, okay? The after show is live. We're doing that. So much going on. Let's just hop into these hot topics, okay? Of course, from lovebscott.com. Shout out to lovebscott.com. But before we do, make sure you guys subscribe, rate, and review this podcast. You can win $20 to $200 just by tapping in, following, and then commenting on this show right below. Spotify, Instagram, YouTube, some Apple. Just tap in with me. Review, rate, and review this. You get money. It's easy. Okay. Desiigner violated pre-trial release terms and public masturbation case, he admits. Desiigner allegedly admitted to breaking the terms of his pre-trial release in the case where he was accused of masturbating on a plane in April. Now, I remember this. Now, if you don't remember, this was a long time. It feels like it was a long time ago, but that shit just happened in April. So let me backtrack, okay? TMZ Hip Hop allegedly obtained court documents that show that the rapper reportedly admitted to violating terms of his pretrial release. More specifically, these were drug testing to prove a refusal of drug use, having no contact with alleged victims, and abstaining from drinking alcohol. This incident occurred back in April, and this alleged admission could result in the judge revoking his pretrial release and putting him back in prison. Furthermore, apparently his probation officer told the court that the Mafia Water MC, admitted this and that he failed to attend drug testing. Like, he admitted his motherfucking self. That's crazy. However, these charges of indecent exposure were explained by the New York artist as a result of dwindling mental health. While it's never healthy or appropriate to speculate on these issues, it's certainly a factor that could affect his will or ability to participate in these release terms. As such, we wish Desiigner the best on his tough but surmountable journey of accountability and self improvement. In fact, he checked himself into a mental health facility to deal with his problems. Still, apparently, the 26. Have y'all seen Desiigner?
Seriously? Little something, little Brazilian diamond. You know how it is, baby. Hey.
Look, I told myself on pause, like real quick. I told myself on hiatus, right? I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna try to be but Desiigner does not look 26. I will say that. And I'm gonna leave it there. That nigga look 38, 40, 42. And I mean that, oh well. He looks like a handsome 38, 42-year-old. Still, apparently, the 26-year-old meant to attend counseling sessions, which the probation officer reportedly said he was unable to verify. In particular, he claimed that Desiigner hasn't done his due diligence to submit proof of these sessions and his consistent attendance of them. In addition, apparently he hasn't signed onto a co-payment agreement for his drug testing. Also, the former XXL freshman hasn't provided the probation office with a PO box address for it. Okay, wow. So, long story short, right? Desiigner was jacking off on a plane, right? Or it was a decent exposure, so he probably wasn't jacking off. He revealed himself, and it caught up with him. And he also is having issues in probation, where he's not paying or signing up for a payment plan. I don't know if people know anything about probation, right? I've never been arrested. Knock on wood. I've been blessed, but a lot of my friends have, and a lot of my partners have, right? So, how many times, of a show of hands, has anyone called the police on their on their lover? A lot of the time, they don't tell you that shit is expensive. People think that when you're skipping probation and all that stuff, that you just are lazy, or you just don't. You're just throwing your finger at the judicial system. But in reality, that shit is expensive. And if you're doing crime, it's because you don't have the money to go straight, right? And then they arrest you, they put you in this situation where you can't get any money. And if you don't have the money, they're just gonna arrest you again. So he's been avoiding this whole situation, and then he fucked up, kind of exposed himself, and now he's in this situation, right? It's clear that Desiigner is dealing with mental issues. A lot of mental issues cause you to be provocative. You get that rush, you know what I'm saying? Like, you feel like unstoppable, unbreakable. I'm gonna show my dick. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me pull it on the plane. Like, it happens. It happens. It happens.
It happens. It happens.
A lot of my same friends who on probation have mental problems, and I'm right back to telling y'all everybody's business. I'm going to save all that for the after show from here on out. I ain't about to tell y'all everybody's business. You're going to have to tap in with me because I do be telling everybody's business on this show. So if you go to patreon.com/Carmine Davis, I'm going to name names, honey. I'm going to tell, because I just, ain't no shame in my game, but it ain't my game to shame. So, but I'll tell you, shit. Whatever. It might help somebody one day. I don't know. This new setup has got me all off. So I'm sorry if I seem a little less attentive to you, friend. I just have a new setup. If you can't tell, I'm putting more stuff up here. I just ordered it late. So excuse me. Like if you're listening or watching the show, I got like a little new visual. I changed the corner. I got my desk over here and all this. It's a little bit different. So I'm throwing the fuck off. So excuse me. Let me get into the show, okay? Like let me get a few episodes in and get used to what my little setup was. When I first started the show, I could have did the show anywhere. There has been times when I've just did it in the closet, just chilling with a mic and my MacBook, chilling. And now, we bullshitting in a corner of my apartment. But let's move on to the next hot topic. But before we do, guys, make sure you guys subscribe, rate, and review this podcast. Tap in with me on Instagram.com/Carmine Davis, Instagram.com/Carmine Davis Show. If you tap in, review, rate, subscribe to this podcast, you can get $20 to $200 with the new Carmine Davis Cash App contest. I forgot to tell you guys, I'm picking one winner every week for a month. So that's 4 chances that you can win $200 to $200. And the more you tap in with me, and then some days I'm very gracious. I'm a gracious queen, honey. I might pick 2 or 3 people, $50 a piece, $200 a piece. Like I got a little coin to spend, honey. Y'all have been taking care of me. So I want to give it back. Tap in. Only way you can do it is tap in, read the description of the contest in the bio below, and tap in. It's that easy. It's free to do it and to get your money. Okay, so this next hot topic is coming from loveyscott.com, and this is here in Georgia, right? And I heard about this. Me and my friend were talking about this today. And it's so sad, right? Say what now? Georgia mother files lawsuit after alleging her baby was decapitated during delivery. A couple in Georgia claims their doctor decapitated their baby during delivery, and the doctor and hospital staff tried to cover it all up. In the case, police confirmed they are investigating. On Wednesday, August the 9th, a 20-year-old mother, Jessica Ross, her boyfriend, Trayvon Isaiah Taylor Sr., and their attorneys appeared at a press conference following a lawsuit made against Riverdale, Georgia's Southern Regional Medical Center. As reported by Law and Crime, a complaint submitted in Clayton County alleged that the medical institution and Tracy L. St. Julian, the obstetrician that was on duty, attempted to conceal what happened in the death of Ross's newborn baby during delivery last month. The plaintiff were eagerly awaiting the birth of their first child on July the 9th, but were devastated to learn that not only did their baby not survive the delivery, he was tragically decapitated in the process. It read, Trayvon Azalea Jr. suffered tremendous pain and suffering as Dr. St. Julian applied tremendous excessive tension traction on his head and neck. It resulted in massive blunt force trauma to his head and neck, multiple skull and facial bone fractures, hemorrhaging on his brain, hemorrhaging in his neck and around the spinal cord, multiple fractures of the bones in his neck, which all ultimately resulted in his decapitation. My God. In my 12 years of experience practicing medicine and 20 years doing law, this is one of the most sad, egregious, and horrific situations that I've ever seen, said Attorney Roderick Edmond during the news conference. The case that we have filed is a wrongful death case. It's a medical malpractice case. But it also has another twist to it, which unfortunately happened. We've alleged fraud and intention of emotional stress due to misrepresentation by people who were involved in Mrs. Ross's health care. Southern Regional Medical Center claimed that the privacy laws and HIPAA prohibited them from discussing the care and treatment of specific patients. They also denied the allegations presented and said that St. Julian is not an employee of the hospital. What? This is horrible. Horrible, 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 horrible. This is horrible. This goes back to what I feel like people were saying about um, why Black people, especially Black women, the don't really receive the care that they necessarily need because Black doctors tend to assume that Black women are made of steel. They're tougher than the average human being, so they can be more rough. You know what I mean? Like where you would have taken more care with a Caucasian baby, Black patients tend to receive a little bit more of a "you'll be all right" or a tougher approach to healthcare. Even when I went to the doctor recently, I was sick and at Disney. I talk about it in the after show. I went to Disney with my boo a couple of months ago during the hiatus, and I got sick, and I went to like 2 or 3 doctors, and they just kept trying to tell me that I was okay, but I had salmonella and among other things. But I went to multiple doctors, and they were just like, "You'll be fine. You'll be fine. You'll be fine." And I just felt hopeless. Like I was like, "No, I'm trying to tell you," and me in the back of my mind knowing how un sadly they look at us, especially even me being a bigger Black man, a strong Black man, a healthy Black man, they just assume that, oh, you have a little stomach bug, you'll be fine, and they don't really take the time to look into our situations or our files or what's going on with us with a fine tooth comb, especially Black women. And it makes me sad that that happened here in Georgia and anywhere around the world. But I hope it, if this is true, I hope it opens. I hope it opens the doors to conversate or have a conversation about Black people, especially Black women, and how they're treated in healthcare and the health field, and how people tend to just be really, really harsh towards us when we go and get treatment or when we go and need help and at doctors or a dentist or anything. They could be they're rough. I went up to the doctor, and not to get too personal, if you want to hear more of the personal story about what happened to me when I went to the doctor after show, patreon.com/CARMINE DAVIS, you can listen to the after show, right? But I was I was telling them about how I was having issues. At that time, I was on a vacation at Disney, and at the time, I was having stomach issues. And then it also was having issues in my booty hole. And I was telling them how I was maybe receiving sexual attention there.
Homosexual. At some point. Huh? Are you homosexual? A what? A homosexual. What's that?
And that I feel like it might have thrown something off, right? So the man bent me over, put his glove on, a little lube, and he just stuck it. And like I'm telling you that my ass is hurting, right? Like I'm telling you that it's hurting. If you want to know the grisly details for whatever reason, it's on the after show, patreon.com/CARMINE DAVIS. But without going too much into my personal life on this, I was hurting. This man went up my fucking ass. Now, anybody that would hurt. I didn't say I had 8 motherfuckers run a train on me 2 hours ago and my shit is loose. Can you hit that prostate for me, doc? Like, no. Like, my shit hurts. And that man literally fingered, like, it was the worst. And I was like, okay, nah, nigga, get the fuck out of me. And this is why I don't let white men talk me now. Because y'all on something else. But we're going to move on. But to hear more about that story, go to patreon.com/CARMINE DAVIS show. CARMINE DAVIS for whatever reason if you want to hear. But I also go into the story about my hiatus, my trip, my vacation, and how I got sick, and a lot of other stuff. I think we have like 5 episodes just loaded up for y'all, ready to go. And I have one more coming after this show. So go and listen. All right, so the third hot topic coming from lovebscott.com. Tory Lanez will have time served shaved from his 10-year prison sentence for shooting Megan Thee Stallion. Why? I don't fucking know. I don't even know why we're still even discussing this shit. I don't even get it. I don't it doesn't I'm not understanding why we're even we're going to go into it, but before we do, make sure you guys tap in, subscribe, rate, and review this podcast. Follow us on Instagram, instagram.com/Carmine Davis, instagram.com/Carmine Davis Show. You could win $20 to $200 straight to your Cash App. Read the description in the box to get more information about that. If you tap in with us, all you got to do is follow, subscribe, rate, review this podcast. You should have been doing it anyway. I really shouldn't have had to pay you motherfuckers to do any of that shit because you listen to the show. 8 motherfuckers, 10 motherfuckers reviewed the show. Like, why? But that's neither here nor there. I'm gonna pay for your lunch, girl. $200. You know, pay to get your nails done. How about that? Will that get you to show me some love? Whatever. But again, hot topic. Tory Lanez will have time served shaved from his 10-year prison sentence for shooting Megan Thee Stallion. Okay, a judge in Los Angeles on Tuesday sentenced the Canadian musician Tory Lanez to 10 years in prison for shooting the rapper Megan Thee Stallion. The following day, Los Angeles legal affairs journalist Megan Knuth provided yet another update. Lanez will be credited for 231 days he's already spent in jail, and he gets 15% credit of 34 days. Knuth posted to X, formerly known as Twitter. Los Angeles Superior Court Judge David Hereford also is crediting his 40 days of house arrest for a total of 305 days. He will request bail pending appeal. Which will be heard August the 15th. Extremely unlikely to be granted. You can see like the tweets and all that in the link below, or any of these stories. You can read her tweets and all of that and get more information about all the articles we talked about today. She has all these great details. I don't know if you guys know anything about Megan Knuth. I don't know how to pronounce her last name, but I have been following her thanks to Kempire over there. I love Kempire. He basically, I'm sorry. My girl at Kempire, Megan Knuth. Kempire basically put me onto the fact that Knuth is a really great insider about what's going on. She's legal. She knows what's really going on. This case has just been kind of everywhere, with all the information that people are receiving that is 98% bullshit. Megan is pretty verified, and she has all the information. She keeps us updated about what's going on. So long story short, he's getting almost like a year shaved off of his sentence, his 10-year sentence. Reading that, I kind of get how it's fair. I think 10 years is a little I hate saying this. I think 10 years is a little bit kind, only because he could have killed someone. 10 years is long enough to let someone know, get the gravity of what they've done, but I think 13 years will help make sure that he doesn't do it again. Got a bed with your name on it. Especially when this person is still kind of lacking accountability and not even being able to say out loud what they've done. Doing everything they can to prove, despite hard evidence, to prove that they had nothing to do with it. I think that nigga don't even think he was there, right? Like, if this, it's like some Peter Pan shit. You know what I mean? Like, he was, like, okay, if you didn't shoot her, who did? Tory. And it's getting old. It's getting played. I'm tired of everybody on the internet trying to use this whole black man and we should protect him. That's played. He shot her. He could have killed that woman. He could have. That motherfucking ain't gun smoke, bitch. Like, That nigga don't know what the fuck he doing. Please. And let this be an example to the niggas down the street who thinks that they can pull a gun out on bitches and think shit's sweet. You know? Side note, Iggy Azalea wrote a letter. This is something that a little tea that I picked up and I want to address. I don't have the full script in front of me because I don't care to pull it up. But Iggy Azalea wrote a letter. They were going through a letter in court when he was trying to appeal. I think Tory was trying to appeal the case because I think Tory really does think that he didn't do it. So, which is another, I feel like, ooh, nigga, like you're scaring me at this point. But in a letter, the judge was reading letters of basically of good good measure of him, basically of saying how he was a decent man, and then Iggy Azalea sent one saying how she feels like his sentencing should be transformational and not punishing. And I just kept thinking to myself, you know, I said this in the show multiple times, and I just don't understand why. Why is it so hard for white people to just sit back and shut the fuck up? You know, and I love Iggy. Right, I'm probably one of the only people in the world that actually likes Iggy's music. I swear to God. I know I am one of the only people in this God green earth who is actually a decent fan of Iggy. But every time she's like in the media, she reminds me of why she's not where she was. Because she just doesn't know how to sit back and be the bad bitch white girl who's quiet and unproblematic that I feel like she should be. She won't do it. She refuses. She keeps being in weird parties and weird situations, weird arguments, weird exchanges, when she could have just shut her fine ass up. Sit there and look fine. Why would you write a letter to them? Why? She said she thought that the letter was going to be for the judge only. What the fuck do you know about Tory, bitch? What the fuck do you know? What the fuck do you know? And I've talked about this on the show about white women using black men and I don't want to go. I promised myself that I wouldn't do this with y'all this year. I have said some things on the show, you know, that I'm very proud of. Somebody should have said it, but I've hurt people's feelings, and I am really aiming not to do that this season, at least on the first episode. So if you want that, go back and listen to the old episodes, right? And you can see where I'm coming from. I still feel almost the exact. I feel the same way about it. Okay, I still feel the same way, but okay, we got to reach another audience. Okay, so scratch that and go back and listen to my old shit, you know, back before all this video shit. Go listen to the Carmine Davis Show on Spotify, Apple Music, Audible, Amazon. Because I don't got time to keep reiterating why y'all do the shit that y'all do when y'all know y'all do the shit to do. And if you went to therapy like I go to therapy, bitch, you would know. Well, I see, here I go.
What's not clicking? What's not clicking?
It's the lights. It's the lights. I don't ever mean to go into that mode. And I don't mean to call you bitches. Y'all are my friends. Like y'all are cool with me. I don't mean to do that with you. I love y'all. It's tough love. But okay. That's the show. I'm lying. So I have one more hot topic. You know, we usually do 3. I have one more hot topic that I am saving for, you guessed it, patreon.com/Carmine Davis. I am going to record this, and if you want to hear this this hot topic, I'm going to say this, and if you want to hear this hot topic, head over to patreon.com/Carmine Davis and get that tea, okay? This one is from loveyouscott.com. Not so fast. Lil Tay says she's still alive. Her Instagram was compromised by a third party. Bull.
Oh, yes, indeed.
And that's the show. I said my piece on everything. I appreciate y'all for sticking with me. It's been a long hiatus. This is the longest hiatus I've ever been on. Again, to get more information on why it took so motherfucking long, and if you give a fuck, and what I was going through and what my thoughts were, go to patreon.com/Carmine Davis. I did a whole episode of that, among other episodes, like 5 episodes for y'all to listen to. About to be another one. Actually, another 2 after this, because I have to tell y'all what I thought about Lil Tay. So head over there and do it. And also, the Carmine Davis Cash App contest is live. Make sure you guys follow, subscribe, rate, and review this podcast. Tap in with us on Instagram.com/Carmine Davis, Instagram.com/Carmine Davis Show. Leave a great comment, leave a couple of them. Rate and review the show. Rate and review us on Spotify. Rate and review us on Apple. And you will be instantly included. I'm picking one person a week to send $20 to $200. I'm not going to be stingy. I promise I'm not on that. I ain't going to give everybody $20 a week. That bitch, please. And then if I do, bitch, who don't want lunch? $20, y'all know y'all hoes go to Moe's and spend 15, 12. Bitch, with 20, you could get the queso. But I'm not going to do that to y'all because I love y'all and y'all have blessed me. Bitch, you fuck around, I might do 200 a week. I might bless, if you leave a badass comment, bitch, I might bless you with 250. Bitch, don't play with me. She better ask somebody, my money's good. And that's the show. I love y'all. Thank y'all for y'all's patience. And I will see y'all next week. I promise.